Right now, there is a story going on that's traveling around on Facebook where a allegedly a man killed his woman and killed his himself. I think it's Duchess and the Frenchman. You guys can look it up yourself. I don't know all the details. I know it's still more things that come out. But the one thing for me hearing this story and seeing people post about it that kept coming up, that kept coming up. It just it rung out to me was toxicity. This was a toxic relationship. And it was a type of relationship that I would urge your young daughters, I would urge your young men to try their best to avoid. We've all experienced some hardships when it comes to our relationships. You know, I'm not a fan of people who say I've never been in an argument before or, we've never had any problems. Just to me now, just to me, that comes off as not being fully authentic because even if you don't say something out downright verbally, you can have some type of issue where you're walking around the house mean toward each other or grudgeful or either vengeful. Those things, even though you may not say it, that's still a bad attitude. Those are still toxic behaviors that we try to ignore, but sometimes those things speak louder than words. Your silence can speak louder than actual words. The way you treat somebody can speak louder than you verbalizing it. And I wanted to speak to you guys because these type of toxic relationships can really take a toll on your mental health. Let's talk about that first. When you get into these situations, a lot of times we downgrade one another to make ourselves look better, whether that is the woman emasculating the man and putting him down, calling him all types of names. He's gay, he's insecure, he's um whatever you can think of to put the man down, or whether it's the man putting the woman down and saying that she sleeps around, she's Jezebel, she's this, she's that, she's ugly, she's fat, whatever it is to degrade the other person. And we have to have a level of integrity as best we can. These are some things that I had to learn myself. It's not worth it, my friends. It is not worth it for you to lose your honor and integrity just to tell somebody off, especially somebody that you claim that you love. Sometimes it's better to leave the house. Sometimes it's better to go away, to downright just stop the relationship and have some boundaries and say, we're not going to do this. I will end this relationship and walk out from you before you and I get into it. And another way that this toxicity can be damaging to us, it can be damaging physically. See, when you look at the videos and the things that were posted, you can see that it was a lot of verbiage going on. I'm talking about back and forth talking, back and forth. And then you start hearing things become physical by saying, hey, quit getting on my live, or hey, get away from this. I'm going to hit you. You hear the young lady make a comment about, hey, you going to stab me. And he's saying, if you don't get off the live, I'm, going to hurt you. I'm going to do this. Or you won't leave here, leave this house if you keep doing X, Y, Z. And so when you think about that, the first thing that I realize is sometimes you have to pick your battles. And During this whole situation, it could have all been avoided if one person would have yielded and left the house. Okay? I don't care who house it is, what's going on. Your life is more important than whatever argument is going on. And if you stay, things can have the potential of getting worse. If there's a weapon in the house, somebody can use a weapon. If there is, of course, there's knives and every other thing in the house that can be used. Then you think about when a person goes to sleep, how somebody could do something to you in your sleep. You think about if you're cooking for one another, somebody could poison your food. There are so many things that come into play when we're dealing with high emotions. And we're living in a time to where people don't have morals like they used to. Some of the most evil and devious things that you can put in your mind comes up and people don't actually think about them. They think about them and do them, and they will do them to you. It's all types of things. But I noticed in the video that the young lady kept talking. The young man kept talking. Nobody left. And that right there was devastating to me because I'm getting reports of them saying that, basically he unalived her and then unalived himself. And so here it is, we have two people who have entered into eternity. That's what it is, my friends. They have entered into eternity prematurely. That's the bad thing about it. It's premature. God did not have that set up to be their dying day. He didn't. They have children. They still had more life to live, but they could have lived that life separately if they needed to. But yet and still, these are two lives that are lost. They're gone. There is no coming back. These are children that no longer have a mother, no longer have a father. It doesn't matter what stepdad steps in or stepmom or godmom, goddad, whoever steps in, they will never be the biological mother and biological father. They are gone. And imagine the heartache and pain that these children have to endure as they grow up, wondering why mom and dad are not here. And this is all spread over social media for people to see and to play out. I'm going to tell you another thing, my friends. Do not share your heartache and pain with everybody on social media. I noticed that was another thing. It was all about exposing the other person. One person gets on the live and says this, the other person trying to get the other person phone to say they 2 cents about the subject. And we're playing all this out for entertainment. There were people in the comment sections egging it on all the way up until these two lost their lives. So ultimately, you're an accessory to the murder. Well, why is that, Will? Because you encourage these two individuals to do what they were doing, to talk about their personal lives and the things that they had going on, which ultimately led to two people being dead and gone. And so it's a sad situation. And I want you guys to take yourself out of a toxic situation if you're in it right now. Everybody loves the bad boy. Everybody loves the bad girl until they get dead. Do not allow your life to be cut off prematurely by someone who you once loved, whether they cheated on you, whether the person is beating on you, whether the person is verbally abusing you and downing you, or emasculating you, whatever it is, I want you to leave and live to fight another day because that's more important. Your soul is more important than anything on this earth. The Bible says, what is the profit of man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his soul? Imagine how many followers were on that live. All these people were gained, and these two people lost their soul. My heart go out to their family. I pray that those children can live a life where they rise and they thrive, and that it be a lesson learned to anybody else who's experiencing a toxic situation. Get out of it. Walk out of it with your head held high with integrity. That's not the only man on this earth. That's not the only woman on this earth. There is somebody else for you. And even if you got to be alone, you can be alone and still be alive in your purpose. And don't allow your legacy to be cut off prematurely by another man or another woman. And this also goes for you men who are trying to fight over a woman. Don't fight over that woman, let her leave. We're not going to go and try to kill off another man because this person cheated on me or done me wrong. Ladies, we're not going to run and set up and try to set a girl up and beat her up. I heard that story as well this week about a young lady getting invited to her own baby shower and then girls setting her up to jump her. Like, this stuff is evil. Let's call it what it is. I don't care how much a parent may talk about my daughter not like that, my son not like that. They were good. The stuff that they are doing, that is evil and it's not of God. And so we have to speak on it. We have to address it head on and know that we're not going to walk in those same shoes. We're going to call men and women to a higher power, a higher purpose, one that is not of this earth, but one that is heavenly in nature, is holy in nature, and it is pure and is peaceable. We're talking about God Almighty. So one day we'll stand before Him, and the things that are going on, we will be able to speak on. We won't be the judge, jury, and the executioner. We won't be the one that's trying to give somebody their sentence. He will give the sentence. And I guarantee you, he gonna sentence us right, straight down the middle. And so if it's evil, you call it evil. And you do not reward evil with evil. You strive for good, my friend. That's what we strive for. No matter how mean and evil somebody is to you, you pray for that person. You hope the best for that person, that they will come out of it, see the light, and get some truth and have some regret in their heart that maybe they can repent from what they're doing. I'm going on a rant because this type of stuff always breaks my heart to see people go through this type of stuff and lose their lives prematurely. I'm gonna get ready to cut it off at this particular time. I just had to come on here and talk to you guys because it really, really aggravated me to see that these toxic relationships ended in two people losing their lives. Y'all keep your heads up. Y'all keep your hearts right because this is a heart issue. And I'm not just talking about your physical heart. I'm talking about your mind, the Bible heart, when it speaks about your mind, you know, out of your mind comes the things of life, the things you watch, the things you read, the things you have inside of you. If you have some evil thoughts and some evil ways inside of you, when pressure comes about, those things will come out, my friends. Strive to have a pure heart. Read things, watch things, and focus on things that can help you grow to be a better godly person, a better godly man, a better godly woman. As always, nobody is to blame for your situation. Only you can change it with the help of God. Strive to stay away from toxic people, toxic friendships, toxic relationships, even a toxic family, toxic work environments, anything that will cause you to blow a lid on what you got going on, anything that will cause you to go postal and kill up and hurt somebody, get away from it. It is not for you. It is not of God. Let it be legacy.